All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Paul Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah. Lord willing, Salakia, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. All right. It's the brother Shawab Mawan back at you with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be called Women. All right. Salakia. All right. Women and guns. All right. And Salakia. Women and guns. All right. And this comes from a woman that was on Instagram that claims to be a woman of the Lord, all right, but she out here buying guns. So, I went and told her she was going off, hit her with a couple scriptures, and I don't know if she got offended or anything, maybe the way she put it though, talking about that she live alone, all right, and that she needs, protection, all right. Matter of fact, this is the woman's little toy she bought, okay, and she pretty much showing it off, showing that she she got two of them. So I told her this is 2 Corinthians, all right, Salakia. 2 Corinthians. As a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. All right. Salakia. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. And it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to the pulling down of strongholds." All right. So we don't walk in the flesh. All right. We do not war after the flesh. Okay. So again, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. You see? So meaning that we don't need weapons at all to get us by. All right. What does it say in Ecclesiastes? Ecclesiastes. Where is it at? Salakia. So Ecclesiastes 9. That's where it's at. 9. All right. 9 and 18. And it says, "Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good." All right. So we don't need weapons. All right. We ourselves are a weapon, just bringing out this word. All right. About Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. This wisdom that we have is a weapon within itself. Okay. Especially you women. That shit look ugly as hell when a woman try to bring out a weapon to defend themselves. All right. Because at the end of the day, what the hell you gonna do with that little ass 9mm? You might shoot one guy and that's it. All right. There's gonna be, when you women have trouble coming to you in these last days, it ain't just gonna be one fucking guy that comes after you, man. It's gonna be mad people coming at you, man. Mad men. All right, this is why we tell you women to arise, you women that are at ease. All right. This is why we tell you to hearken on to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and find yourself a man of the Lord, man, because a man of the Lord is going to be your hiding place. All right. This is Isaiah 32. And I'll start from the top. And it says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. Because in that day, a man, all right, is going to be, a man's going to be, it's going to be more, it's going to be finer than gold, you see? So it says, a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You see, so a man is going to be a hiding place from the wind, meaning what? The destruction. All right, these martial law troops that are going to be coming after you. All right, the world itself, society. A true man of the Lord is going to only be your way out. This is pretty much it. All right. And if you doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you can be alone right now, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai going to direct you to a man in that day. You see? Remember, we have Isaiah 4:1 coming to us, man. All right. Isaiah 4:1. And it says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name, and to take away our reproach. You see? So women going to be flocking to a man of the Lord in that day. And if you're a woman that is to be saved, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai going to direct you to a man. You see? And that's going to be your only way out. You ain't about to kung fu fight nobody. You're not about to Jet Li nobody. You're not about to turn into Clint Eastwood. All right, and start, you know, shooting people left and right. It's just not gonna work for you like that. I don't give a shit how many times you go to a damn a gun range and go to shoot. When that anger of the Lord comes and he uses his sword, you are gonna be so afraid that you're gonna forget your ass had a gun. You see, you're not gonna remember that gun. You probably not even gonna have access to that gun. Unless you walk around with that gun in your hip all day long, all right? Which again, that shit is ugly as hell for a woman to be walking around with a gun all day, like use a fucking thug, like use a gangster, you know? It's just not gonna work for you. The only thing that's gonna see your weapon as a woman, your biggest weapon is prayer. Your biggest weapon is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You see? Take Esther, for example. Let's go to Esther. All right. Hold on, Esther in the Apocrypha, though. Esther in the Apocrypha. Sorry, what? What? How you not going? Yo. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Why wouldn't it have the additions of Esther in here? That's funny. Wow. All right. Let me grab it from my book. Hey, got to go back to the roots. Oh, you know what? That's probably why. Because you got to put it. Yeah, that's why. Esther 14 and let's start from the 1. All right. Because remember, Esther was the queen of the king at that time, you see. And, you know, even though she was a queen, she never tried to be over a man or anything like that, you know, because she knew at the end of the day, she was just a woman, a weaker vessel. All right. Even when what was his name, Mordecai, gave her the command that she was supposed to do a certain particular, a particular duty, she did it. You see? And this is why Israel ended up being saved, because she did that particular duty as a woman. She humbled herself. She didn't say, oh, well, I'm the queen of the king and I'm going to do what I feel. No, she ain't come in that spirit. She ain't come in that spirit of you fucking women today. She came humble, all right? And she was able to save Israel along with Mordecai, all right? So it says 14:1 in Esther says, Queen Esther also being in fear of death, all right? Because that's pretty much what that woman said to me. She said, thank you, all right? She said, thank you. I understand that very well and are familiar with the scriptures, but I am a single woman living completely alone, okay? And if you're alone, it's because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua got you alone. You see? There's a reason why he got you there. All right? It might be part of your walk. You see? But you got to have faith that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you got to pray upon it that he give you a man of the Lord. So there's a reason why you alone. And it says, and believe that I will require self-defense of another kind along with the word of the Most High. All right? Which I've spoken to this woman before, and I've told her that the names is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but women are deprived from wisdom, so it's hard to get to these women sometimes. All right? But it says, that I will require self-defense of another kind along with the word of the Most High. There's nothing wrong, that's what she meant to put, with me wanting to defend myself physically and spiritually. Yeah, there is something wrong, because you are not about to defend yourself against men physically. It's not going to work out. When these men come like a flood, sparing none, all right, they just going to grab you and you're going to toss your ass around like you nothing. All right, that gun, it ain't going to work in that time. The only thing that's going to help you is spiritually. This whole thing of ours is spiritually, you see? So, yeah, believe it or not, there is something wrong with trying to defend yourself with guns, man. All right? And then I told her, because then she put up a certain post right here. Thank you to the brothers that are advising me of the scriptures regarding weaponry. All right? I understand that very well, and I am familiar with the scriptures. And she said the same thing. I require the same thing she put over here, which is pretty much what she was probably referring that to me, just in general. I don't know about other brothers, but she was probably just saying it to me because she said the same thing to me right here. All right. But the point was that that's not our blessing, I told her. That's Esau's blessing. So we're going to see how far that takes you. You see? And that's just straight facts, man. Again, you got to have the spirit of Esther, man. Esther feared for death. See, she is fearing for death. So she thinks that she requires herself to have a gun in hand, because just in case the fear of death comes around, she has something to protect herself with. Listen, if Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants to put you down, he's going to put you down. To him belong the issues of death. All right? Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. All right? This is Psalms 68 and 20. Is it 20? 20, yeah, 20. And it says, he that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the Lord, belong the issues from death. You see? So if Yahweh Bashim Yahushua want to put you down, he putting you down. That gun ain't going to save you. That's your lot, being put to death. You see? So Esther feared death. And what does she resort? It said, Queen Esther also, being in fear of death, resorted onto the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Yeah, because that is your strong tower. All right? Let's grab that real quick. Proverbs 18 and 10. All right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. You see, it didn't say the gun at your hip is a strong tower. the righteous runneth into it and is safe, or the righteous carries it and is safe. It says the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. So that name of the Lord is like you carrying that firearm, man. You see, this Bible that you carry right here is your true gun. All right, that's your true weaponry. You know, this is why you're supposed to carry that everywhere you go. In the day of wrath, man, and we got to go be as pilgrims upon the earth and just haul ass. What you going to be scrambling for a gun, for a knife, for a weapon, or you going to be scrambling to run to get your Bible and run? That's all you need is your Bible. Your Bible, honestly, all you need is in here in your mind and prayer. Okay? So, again, all right, Esther, Queen Esther, also being in fear of death, resorted unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see? It says, and laid away her glorious apparel, because, yeah, Esther was bad. Esther was a fine woman, you see? A beautiful woman. And she put away her glorious apparel and put on the garments of anguish and mourning. See, that's what you want to be, in that spirit of weeping and mourning and prayer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And instead of precious ointments, which you women love to wear your precious ointments, smell good, you know, look good, do your hair, get your hair done, did, okay? Put your earrings on, trying to look fly for the camera. Again, going into that spirit of, you know, that woman herself, she be always posting herself, faces and all that, trying to show her beauty, show her gym work, her class, you know, that, you know, how much she been doing in the gym. That's all, man, that's all vain, man. That's all you being a lover of yourself. That's not humbling yourself. All right. So it says, and instead of precious ointments, she covered her head with ashes and dung. She literally covered her head with ashes and shit. Okay. And she humbled the body greatly. And all the places of her joy she filled with her torn hair. You see? So she literally brought herself low to hearken herself to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to make herself humble before the Lord, man. And she prayed unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power of Israel, saying, O my Lord, thou only art our king. Help me, desolate woman. You see? Woos! Help me, desolate woman. Meaning she alone. All right. Did this woman not just say right here? What did she say? She said, I am a single woman living completely alone. So she's desolate. You see? So Esther said, and she prayed unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power of Israel, saying, O my Lord, thou only art our king. Help me, desolate woman. You see? Because she knew she was on her own. She was alone in this. So the only thing she could resort to is what? Prayer. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that strong tower, which have no helper but thee. You see? Have no helper but thee, because the only thing that can help us is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And this is something that you brothers can learn off of too. Just because this is speaking about Esther, a woman, doesn't mean it pertains to a woman, man. Esther went in on this. Like this whole, man, Esther's, the whole book of Esther was beautiful, you know? So she knew that the only thing she could resort to was Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. For my danger is in mine hand. For my danger is in mine hand. Why was it in her hand? Because she had to make the choice of either doing something according to her own understanding and then being put in danger, or leaning to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and getting out of that danger. You see? 144 on that too. Beautiful. And it says, from my youth up have I heard in the tribe of my family that thou, O Lord, tookest Israel from among all people, and our fathers from all their predecessors. All right. And it says, for all perpetual inheritance, and thou hast performed whatsoever thou didst promise them. See, she knew her roots. She had heard about that strong tower, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and what he did
for our people when we were whenever we were in need for something. You see? And it says, and now we have sinned before thee, therefore hast thou given us into the hands of our enemies. So if you're put in a certain situation, is because you got to remember that we were sinners in the past, and this is a part of our trial. So if you living alone and you got no man and you being put in the hands of your enemies, all right, it's because you probably was a sinner, heavy sinner. And now you got to what? Lean to the Lord, man. Not lean onto your own understanding of things, thinking that a gun is going to get you by. That shit ain't going to get you by, man. And then it says, because we worship their gods, all right? Yeah, because our people was always going off worshiping other gods. This is why we were always put in captivities and things like that, all right? Oh, Lord, thou art righteous. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is righteous in all his judgments, whether terrible, whether good, all right? All his judgments are righteous, all right? You are giving your judgments according to your ways. It says, nevertheless, it satisfied them not that we are bitter, that we are in bitter captivity, but they have stricken hands with their idols. All right. Salakia. Y'all just keep going. And it says, they that will abolish the thing that thou with thy mouth has ordained and destroyed thine inheritance, and stop the mouth of them that praise thee, and quench the glory of thy house and of thine altar, and open the mouths of the heathen to set forth the praises of idols, and to magnify a fleshly king forever. O Lord, give not thy scepter unto them that be nothing, and let them not laugh at our fall, but turn their device upon themselves, and make him an example that has begun this against us. You see? So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the only one that's going to turn the hearts of men. You see? And it says, remember, O Lord, make thyself known in the time of our affliction. Going back, because this is all a prayer that Esther's going into. And give me boldness, O King of the nations, O Lord of all power. Give me eloquent speech in my mouth before the lion. Turn his heart to hate him that fighteth against us, that there may be an end of him and of all that are like-minded to him. So if you want these guys, let's just say you put in a situation that men are trying to come after you, you feel like you have to defend yourself, but you give yourself into prayer, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua could turn them men away from you. All right? As a matter of fact, if you go down to the next chapter, 15 and 8, it tells you that. All right? And go back to 7. It says, then lifting up his countenance that shone with majesty, all right, he looked up, he looked very fiercely upon her, and the queen fell down and was pale, and fainted, and bowed herself upon the head of the maid that went before her. And it said, then Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, changed the spirit of the king into mildness, who in fear leaped from his throne and took her in his arms till she came to herself again, and comforted her with loving words, and said unto her, Esther, what is the matter? I am thy brother, be of good cheer. All right, because at the time it was she had humbled herself, and she walked right before the king, where she was not supposed to walk in that spot where she was walking up. She was not to walk around there unless the king instructed her to walk there. She just straight up went up in there. All right, she went there with the spirit of the Lord, knowing that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua had her back. All right. And the one guy was he went to basically strike her because she broke the rules of walking up to the king without permission. But the king changed his heart. Why? Because she was in the spirit of the Lord. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua changed the spirit of the king into mildness. You see? So he went from being angry to being mild with her. You see? So the only way you're going to be able to get away from a situation like that is through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? So for a woman to carry a gun, all right, that's horrible. That shit just doesn't make sense, man. I never thought that was a cool thing. You know, if anything, you trying to carry a gun in these days, man, and with all these martial law troops that are about to take over these spots, man, you gonna turn one of them guys on. You see? And these guys is horn dogs for women like that. So their ass is they're just gonna grab you and toss you around like nothing, you know? And by you trying to protect yourself with a gun is showing your lack of faith towards Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You want Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to be on your side. You don't need no gun, man. Again, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. It's all spiritual, especially for a woman. Be like Esther and what? Turn to the Lord. All right? Again, Queen Esther, also being in fear of death, resorted on to the Lord. You see? So you have to lean onto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for your guidance, for your protection, which at the end of the day, this is why we continue to tell you women that think you don't need a man, all right, that you're looking for the perfect man, all this bullshit, all right? The only thing that's going to save you is a man of the Lord, okay? Again, Isaiah 32:2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, from the destruction, from these martial law troops, okay? And a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. A man of the Lord is going to be your help. You see? See, you women are supposed to be your helpmeet, but in that day, it's like, we're going to be your helpmeet. We're going to be your helper. Okay? Because we the only thing that's going to protect you from being hurt. You know? And that's why women are going to flock to us in that day when they see that they can't do it by themselves. You know, don't think you're the only woman that's ever tried to grab a gun. And man, there's women out there that go to gun ranges all the time. You see? But when they realize that shit ain't working, they're going to be flocking to men. When they see men putting up spiritual powers and things like that, they're going to flock to men. All right? You have to remember, you are the weaker vessel, and you're not about to come up against men. It just doesn't work. All right, you might shoot one, that's about it. You're gonna get caught by the rest. All right, but again, that's not our weapons, man. Our weapons is wisdom. So for any woman that thinks that they need a gun to be protected or anything, nah, you're going about it the wrong way. That's Esau's blessing. Those that live by the sword shall die by the sword. All right, it's that simple. So you don't want to follow in the ways of the heathen. That's a heathen custom, basically, to be carrying guns and shit like that. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much the point, you know, through the spirit. Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Hakim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Shalom.